we've been shooting with a very special EV on Tech today, and I'm a little tired and feeling a little lazy, so I don't know how I should open my door. Let's try some tech. Hello BMW. Open all doors.
Should I open all doors?
Yes.
I will do that now.
I feel like Batman right there. All doors of the BMW i7 opened, and just in case you want to, well, shut this door automatically, the power doors in full splendor on the BMW i7. Yes, over the years you've seen the 7 Series and all the engineering marvels from BMW, but this is the electric flagship. All electric sedan BMW i7 coming on Tech today. Well, the minute you get behind the wheel of the i7, boy oh boy, it's a smooth drive. So smooth that you actually don't want to be sitting in the driver's seat, especially in the city, because this is a heavy car. I enjoy it. It's very different from the EQS, but this is the first time I have felt that an electric car should be chauffeur driven. That's not because the drive experience is lacking in any way. The drive experience is amazing. That's because the rear seat experience is mind-boggling. That's why I need a driver and I want to sit in the back seat, but I'll show you that as well. Well, we're driving here in a very posh locality of South Bombay, and of course you see all sorts of fancy cars. Right in front of me is the BMW 7 Series. Until now, quite the gold standard when it comes to BMW luxury and flagship, so to speak. But since we're calling it a flagship, and just like we do in the world of tech, this is the new contender, heavily loaded with tech. And honestly, when I'm sat here in the i7 and you look at the 7 Series, that's like the older sibling looking at the younger sibling saying, hey, you know what? You've done well, young boy. And you had big shoes to fill, but you've done a fantastic job. The i7 really looks like something from the future, even when you compare it to the BMW 7 Series. By far, one of the coolest features in the BMW i7 for a tech geek is a tech feature. It's called AR, or Augmented Reality. And what you can do with this particular feature is take the navigation system and then mirror it on your instrument cluster right here. High definition, the camera comes on, and using augmented reality, it starts displaying route guidance. Tells you that we have to go straight, take a right. On this particular road, it's a feature which is work in progress, but the fact that they're doing this in a vehicle, an EV, really gets me excited. The only catch is that you can only do this now with the BMW navigation system. You can't do this with Google Maps or Apple Maps at this point, but I'm guessing that'll be fixed with the subsequent software update. For now, mind absolutely blown by this AR feature in the BMW i7. Fun fact about the i7, yes, it is much heavier than a lot of other EVs, but if you're comparing it to the EQS, one of the best EVs we have had on Tech today, then there is a small difference, which is that the EQS, as amazing as it was, something that really worked for it was range. Range-wise, yes, this is nearly half as potent or capable as the EQS, at least in its current avatar, but something about the suspension. Whenever we drove the i7 on any speed breaker or potholes on Mumbai roads, 9 out of 10 times, the BMW i7 performed flawlessly, and obviously our suspension was on our side, even without using this particular feature which lifts the suspension. Ground clearance is adjusted to a higher level. So what happens when you take a luxury EV from the Germans and then couple that with a Hollywood music composer, Hans Zimmer, and then make him tune the sound of this particular i7? Well, let me show you. If you're on Expressive Mode, this is what he thinks it should sound like. And honestly, it's like Blade Runner or Star Wars all over again. Check this out. Well, that was just obviously Expressive Mode. Then you also have Sport Mode. And then all these spaceship-like sounds are mitigated, and it sounds like a car ready to take on maybe the likes of the SVR or one of those nice sports cars that we've seen on the show. And I'll show you this one as well. So this is the sport mode, but the most important mode in the car is the boost mode. And that is a sound profile I need you to hear. And honestly, all I can say is, if you watched Fast and the Furious and you liked how they used to play with NOS, then this is a mode which is only, well, valid for 10 seconds. Even the manufacturers don't let you use this for more than 10 seconds. That's because there's so much power on offer with the boost mode. You flick this little paddle right here, 10 seconds. And that's all the car can give you. 0 to 100 in what, nearly 4 seconds, and the car flies. So the BMW can actually memorize paths in and around, and if you don't feel like parking, well, then you know what? Why don't you just start the reversing assistant and the car will do just the job for you. And just like that, the BMW has taken over. Look, ma, no hands. The car is all set to park in my parking spot. Let's hope they get it right. Oh. Also, children, please don't try this at home and ensure that software updates are done on the BMW i7 when you're doing this, because this is the future. The car does the job for you. And yes, well, you don't need to use the steering, so while you are a little cautious about what's happening, the car has done the parking for you. Well, that's how tech can make your life a whole lot easier. Well, no real complaints about testing all these big boy toys on the show, but the one gripe that I can perhaps have is the fact that I'm always in the driver's seat, or always leading the charge, hosting the show, or making a quick reel for you guys. I like to sometimes sit in this rear seat, especially if it's a car as luxurious as this and as tech loaded in the rear seat as much as it is in the front seat. I'll give you an example. You swipe up on these 5-inch mobile-like screens on either end of the rear seat, and there's a theater option, which I click on, fold down. And guess what happens? The entire cabin changes altogether, shades up, Hans Zimmer sound coming right here, and a 31-inch screen shows up from nowhere. This tiny little screen on the side, well, these are the two small screens and the one big one for the rear passenger, also has one trick, and that's only this screen, because obviously it's not a driverless car. You've had a long day at work, it's been a hard day's night, and this particular car knows exactly that. In a matter of seconds, the seat has adjusted to the lounge position that I want. Someone of my height knows that they need this much space. The footrest will then pop out, the seat goes into recline mode, and honestly, with the noise cancellation and the way the cabin is insulated from the outside noise, this feels like a retreat in Goa or Bali. I promise you this. This 31-inch screen is absolutely mind-boggling. The way it was just crouching tiger, hidden dragon, ensconced over here in the top. I didn't even know it was there. But the minute you're playing something like this, the sound is Dolby audio. I know Hans Zimmer's done a lot with the audio tuning of this car, but honestly, maybe, just maybe, stop going to cinema halls after you're sitting here. Power doors on the BMW i7, the electrified version of the 7 Series. There's a smile on a tech geek's face every time we see that feature in action. A very different approach from the Bavarian BMW stables when we talk about how they look at their flagship limousine. Forwardism is what they're calling it, a look, a sneak peek into the future. And a very different approach compared to how Mercedes looks at its EQS. The EQS, which was quite a hot favorite on Tech Today, and a lot of you all wrote to us as well, is 50 lakhs cheaper than this, but it is built on a very different sort of platform. This one, with its electric powertrain, is very potent, very slick, and although it's an EV, it does still feel like a BMW, and that's what I enjoyed. The perfect blend of actually driving an internal combustion engine, very powerful, luxury, sports car-like feel with all the Hans Zimmer tuned sounds. This is something we're going to miss on the show. And the look, this grille, the Bavarian grille, is something you either love or hate, but I personally love it because it commands such a presence, knowing that it's an electric, but still such a tough nut. I think this is an absolutely gorgeous car. Yes, we've enjoyed reviewing some of these features and testing what the BMW i7 is all about, but honestly, with all the tech we've seen on this particular vehicle, it perhaps ranks in the top 3 big boy toys we've ever had on Tech Today. And honestly, well, we're smiling when we look at the BMW i7. A lot of travel up ahead for me on Tech Today. And obviously, I'm very organized. I've packed well in advance. But this, after a lot of searching, has turned out to be my preferred backpack of choice. What's in my travel bag for Tech Today? Well, now I'm going to reveal it to you in this very special segment of Unbox Today. Now I'm going to unbox this, but I have to say this, none of this is an endorsement or any sort of promotion. This is purely what I carry in my tech bag as a technology content creator for you. And often we put the show together on the road with some of these devices. They're very helpful. And this particular bag to start with is a travel sort of backpack for tech geeks. You see a lot of creators using this as well. I was bombarded, like all of y'all, by the advertisements on social media, so I purchased this a few months ago. It's quite nifty because it's got this sleeve that helps you slip it on to a bigger suitcase as well. And then it's got several compartments. The first one is this magnetic compartment, which really helps me over here. And it turns out to be where I keep the second device, which makes everything click, a Samsung Fold. Now the Samsung Fold 4 is, well, a Tech Today favorite. All folds on the show have been quite a favorite. But the reason I say that is because even if you can't carry an iPad or a MacBook, when you unfold this and you pair a good set of headphones with it, well, it gets the job done, especially on short haul flights. So there you go, first item unboxed from this Mokopara backpack. But first, let's get to the meaty part out here. What I like about this is there's enough real estate inside this particular bag. And then when we're on the show, this is one of our secret hacks. It's a portable light. You can get these on Amazon. They're quite reasonable, even online. And the minute you want to use this on a particular show, maybe we're doing a late night shoot or we're doing some really fun stuff, this is a great filler light that we use on the show. And if you slip right in, there's still some place there. And here, once you've unlocked it, is the actual content monster for us on the show. And for a lot of creators and designers, it's the iPad Pro. Now the iPad Air is great as well, but if you want to do a little bit of illustrative work or maybe now use Final Cut Pro, then this seems to be the device that you can use all along with a 120 Hz refresh rate. I think this gets the job done. All right, the minute you open the front compartment, it is a little congested, but let me take things out one at a time. The first thing when you're shooting content is a grip. You can put this on your mobile phone, you can put this on your professional cameras as well, and this comes in handy very, very often, right, to get those stable shots. Now, if you don't get those stable shots with that sort of a grip, then you need to use technology to make your life a whole lot easier. And for that, a nifty trick is this particular product from DJI, the DJI Pocket 2. It's a whole vlogging kit. I could be on it right now. Hi guys, what's up? My name is Aayush Ailawadi and today we're shooting for Tech Today and talking about what's in my tech bag. You can connect this to your iPhone or to your Android device, instantly get stabilized video. You have a wide angle lens inside as well, a nice nifty cover, and more importantly, you get crystal clear sound with this microphone. It's been a trick on a lot of Tech Today shoots, and today I'm spilling the beans for you right here. So of course, this is only the camera setup. If you want the entire vlogging kit, then it comes with this. A secret monster on the show, the DJI Pocket 2 vlogging mic, which has helped me in random parts of the world, be it in Berlin, be it in Las Vegas, talking to robots and whatnot. This has come to the rescue far too often. You can go up to 4K on this. The device lasts for 1 or 2 hours on a single charge. Plug it in to your power bank, which is also a device I keep in handy. And you have well, a full mobile production setup. But let me add one simple device since we were talking about the DJI vlogging kit. There's also another product from DJI, and this is also available in Apple stores across the world. It's the DJI mic. Now this one is very special because it's a sound engineer's paradise. It looks like a mini sound production unit. It's got, of course, transmitter, receiver, it's got a clip to slip it on to your professional cameras, and it's also got these small little connectors. So the good thing is, if you want to connect it, say, to your Pixel device or your Samsung Galaxy, then you can just slip it on right here. It takes a matter of seconds to get the job done, and it's ready to go into, say, your Samsung device right here. You can do the same thing with iPhone. A few setting changes, of course, on Android. And this particular receiver is giving me all the statistics that I wanted. And the good thing about this vlogging setup is that this is one mic and this is the second mic. Now for journalists, content creators, this is a game changer. You must have seen this on a lot of us, snapped on to a lot of top guests. Spoiler alert, one of the biggest exclusives on Tech Today also had this mic working in the background. I'm going to let you guess who that was. This can be the ideal mobile journalism vlogging setup. And once you're done, what's really cool about this particular setup is that you can control sound levels and all that stuff. I'm not going to get into it at this point. And then it all gets back into this setup, and you have a charging indicator which you can then charge this case using a USB-C, and the products inside are getting charged for subsequent usage. And a lot of this has been made possible all thanks to the creator economy. So many young creators doing some stellar work have been using a setup like this in so many different ways and belting out some great content. So why should they have all the fun? The Tech Today team is a bunch of creators as well. Now, this is a controversial choice. When I'm here in Mumbai, yes, across the Apple ecosystem, the AirPods Pro are a fantastic set of headphones. But I've noticed that the Google Pixel Buds Pro, especially when you're traveling, offer slightly better noise cancellation, and they seem to fit my ear canal really well, and I like the way they look as well. So I do carry the Google Pixel Buds Pro. Yes, it's not seamless the way it connects across the ecosystem, but then there are so many devices over and above the Apple ecosystem that we have with us, and it gets the job done. Now, if you don't want to plug in these TWS earbuds and everyone at home and your dadi and your dada and your chacha and your chachi are telling you, hey, you know what, stop plugging those into your ears all the time, you should get, well, old school headphones with a modern twist. Then I like to carry these ones, the Sony XM5s in the Tech Today Best of 2022. Yes, they were the best headphones we've ever used on the show. There's so many pros, just one con. The pros are, of course, the best noise cancelling headphones we ever used, very comfortable to use and great set, good battery life as well, and the microphone sometimes is better even than TWS earbuds. So this is something we use often. The con is that they don't fold. So strangely, I've said this before, the XM4s by Sony are maybe a better bet if you travel with a smaller bag than this. Now, something I wanted to show you towards the end was the one tiny product that makes this iPad almost indispensable. Turns out to be an Apple Pencil, a must for all creators, designers, and now with Final Cut Pro coming to the iPad, this could be a game changer. What's amazing about this is, even if you think this is not charged, although there is a slot for it right here to be slotted in, but how do you charge this? There's no USB-C mechanism. All you have to do is slap it on top of your iPad and it started charging already. It wasn't charged there, so great live demonstration for you of just slapping it on like this. And there you go. Within the last 2 seconds, it's already charged by 2%. So it's been shaken back to existence. And honestly, this has been lying here for a while, but I wanted to show you it becomes so much easier when you're traveling with this. Also, if you can get the Samsung S Pen Fold Edition with the fold, then that also makes your life a whole lot easier. So you have enough technology with you and you cannot complain about not getting the job done. Look, we're all living a work from anywhere life. And considering we have a lot of stuff that we have to do on camera, you gotta have the camera, you have to stay fit, you gotta eat healthy, and you gotta keep moving. And to look semi-presentable, I've also kept this particular device from a tech company. So this is actually from Xiaomi, and they are really working on their ecosystem of products. This is the grooming kit from Xiaomi. It comes with all sorts of attachments. And this is something you can fit into your hand baggage as well, right? Because if you have some time at airports, at railway stations, and you need to suddenly go live, because while we do cover things in the Tech Today multiverse, we also are on live news so often, right? Across the India Today group. And well, this is another secret that keeps us looking presentable. Well, that's just a sneak peek in terms of what we carry when we're traveling on Tech Today. Now I'm going to get on to a travel portal, since you guys have really gotten me in the mood to travel, and clearly I can pack in the next few seconds, book a trip, and I'll see you very soon.
That's quite a bag for a tech enthusiast, and now that Aayush has got his hands on it, he's taken off to fill in that bag with a lot more gadgets. But not to worry, I'm right here to bring you all the details coming in from the annual Apple's WWDC event. In fact, Apple has launched its much-awaited, anticipated mixed reality headset called the Vision Pro, along with the iOS 17 and the Watch OS. Here's all that's transpired at the WWDC.
Welcome to WWDC.
It's the biggest tech news of the year, and an announcement that's got everyone talking. Apple hosted its annual WWDC event on June 5th, unveiling its much-awaited Vision Pro headset. After years of speculations, Apple has finally launched its first ever AR/VR headset called the Vision Pro. This is a unique wearable device that has a bunch of cameras, speakers and sensors strapped to your face. And the weirdest, or maybe the coolest part, is that you can see right through it, just like scuba diving goggles. Unlike Facebook's Quest, Vision Pro does not come with any controller. These headsets will be operated solely by your eyes, hands and voice. You can use it to turn your living room into a theatre of your own, and with the help of the spatial audio, a mode displays that offers almost 4K resolution. The headset is powered by an M2 chip and a dedicated R1 chip.
With Vision Pro, you're no longer limited by a display. Your surroundings become an infinite canvas. Use your apps anywhere and make them any size you want.
With the digital crown on the top of the headsets, you can even switch from your physical environment to a virtual one. It houses a battery that offers up to 2 hours of playtime on a single charge. However, when plugged into power, you can use it for as long as you want. This is clearly a game-changer tech launched by Apple, and as expected will burn a big hole in your pocket. The Vision Pro headset will be launched at $3,499 in the United States of America next year. That's roughly around 2,88,000 rupees. And if you're wondering when will it be available here in India, Apple has not yet announced when, or for that matter if at all, it will bring Vision Pro to the Indian market. So what else was launched at the WWDC event? The iOS 17 update for iPhones. The new update brings features like posters for phone application, where you can create a contact card for each person on your contact list. A new name drop feature also now allows users to swap contact information by bringing 2 iPhones together and sharing the contact cards. Apple has also introduced live voicemails that you can have a glance at in case you're busy. It will also give you an ability to send a voicemail with FaceTime.
Our next release, iOS 17, delivers more expressive communication, simplified sharing, more intelligent input, and all new experiences for your iPhone.
You will also get a new journal feature that will collect your on-device data, including maps, photographs, and create a memory or a journal entry. Another headline feature of iOS 17 is the new standby mode, where you can keep your iPhone aside like on a kitchen counter or a bedside stand, and it will give you a full screen experience with glanceable information including clock styles, favorite photographs or widgets, call notifications, alarms, Siri and more. Other than these, Apple also launched a new 15-inch MacBook Air at a starting price of 1,34,900 rupees. The new Mac Studio and Mac Pro with M2 Max and new M2 Ultra chip. As for software, the company unveiled a tvOS 17, iPadOS 17, watchOS 10 and macOS Sonoma at the WWDC event.